Hello everyone, this is Wilson. Welcome back to my 1-minute presentation. Yesterday, we have discussed the advantages of using ceramic bearing in road bike. So today, I'm going to talk about the disadvantages of ceramic bearing in road bike system. So there are 4 main disadvantages of using ceramic bearing in road bike. So for the first one is the cost problem. So one ceramic bearing could cost you around 180 to 2,000 Hong Kong dollars. It depends on the quality of the ceramic bearing. So while the steel bearing only costs you $20 per one. As I mentioned yesterday, if you change all the transmission bearings into ceramic bearing, it could improve around 9 watts for your rides. So what does it mean? So maybe you have to replace all the ceramic bearing. It could cost you $20,000. And that $2,000 can only improve only 9 watts. I think this is not very cost efficient. So there are many ways to improve your watt in your rides. Maybe you can just buy a very good aerodynamics helmet. It just costs you around $1,000. So I think ceramic bearing is not very cost efficient in the road bike system. So another one is the efficiency. So the ideal rotational rate of a ceramic bearing is around 20,000 RPM. So ceramic bearing is usually used in the industrial application, just like in the hospital. Some of the medical machines or the factory machines, they also rotate very fast, so that they could use some ceramic bearing to achieve the low frictions application. But in road bike, the maximum RPM for a bottom bracket, you can turn your crank, is around only 130 RPM, and the maximum RPM could reach at the wheels. When the wheels, maybe you're riding downhill, the wheels could reach the maximum RPM of the wheels could reach 600, but the 600 RPM is still very far away from the 2,000 RPM. So ceramic bearing has a very low efficiency in road bike system. So the third one is the environment limitation. So in the industrial application for the ceramic bearing, usually in some indoor environment, so that the ideal cases for the ceramic bearing is not required some lubrication. So in the indoor environment, the ceramic bearing is not required to lubricate. But however, the bike always ride in some very tough environments. Maybe you may ride at rain, or you may ride at the forest. So the rain and the dirt can contaminate the ceramic bearing. So that if you don't lubricate your ceramic bearing to prevent those rain and dirt get into it, you have to add some grease on it. So what is the problem? So if you not apply the grease on the ceramic bearing, the rain drop and the dirt will get into the bearing, and then your bearing will become very, very rough and not smoothly. So that is the problem. But another problem is that if you try to add some grease to the ceramic bearing, it will increase the friction of the bearings. So the grease that ceramic bearing is the efficient, just like a typical steel bearing. So why we have to use the ceramic bearing? Just use a steel one, and this is more cost efficient. So the last thing is that the ceramic bearing could be damaged very easily in the road bike. So why? When we are riding bike in the road, the road bike may be just ride through the pothole, and the shock from the pothole may damage the ceramic bearings. So usually, road bike will use some hybrid ceramic bearings. That means the ceramic bearing ball is made from ceramic, and the bearing race is made by stainless steel. So when we have some shock from hitting the pitch hole, the ceramic bearing will smash into the stainless steel race, so that the bearing could be damaged and become very rough later, and this will destroy your wonderful ride. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.